Yeah, thanks, Ben. Thanks for coming on, y'all. We did get another scrimmage in today, and we got good work in. I was really pleased with the energy. One thing I noticed was that the communication with the players was was a lot better. You could see the confidence. It was much louder. A lot more guys talking. It was two-way communication, all over the field. And that what that does, it just really shows you that guys are they have more confidence in what they're doing. They understand the scheme, and that's a really good sign because when you know what to do and you have confidence, you play a lot faster. And when you play faster, you play more physical. And then also our special teams work, our drill work was much improved. And so just all the way around, we're getting better. We're gaining ground. We're not where we need to be yet, but I feel like we're making steps to get there. Guys are having fun playing the game. We talked in the team meeting this morning about a question that Coach Izzo and I talk about, quite a bit is do you like the game? Do you love it? Or do you live it? And so that's what we're evaluating. And in order to be great, you have to live it. And so, we're taking steps. Our team is growing, and this was just another evaluation. Was practice 10. So, with that, I'll open up for questions.
Thanks, Coach. Our first question is from Chris Solar, the Detroit Free Press.
Hey, Mel. Now that you guys are two scrimmages, and I know you guys have kind of done things a little differently in terms of not necessarily scoring, but how have you tried to enhance the competition, maybe both from a positional standpoint and then try and replicate it in what you're doing right now?
Well, we don't have a set depth chart. It's really a rep chart, so we do move guys around. We shuffle the lineups, and that that's very good for competition. And guys know that we're going to play the best players, and so we put them in competitive situations throughout practice. In our drill work, we have some really physical, one-on-one drills, and we evaluate them, and we film it and we grade it. And you have to be able to win one-on-one. You have to be able to knock people back. And you need to be able to compete. And if you don't compete, then you're gonna stick out like a sore thumb. And so we just keep putting them in competitive situations that are up tempo, that are physical, and we're gonna keep doing that. And we're gonna see who rises to the top.
And what things do you look for on that? I mean, do you kind of run the full scrimmage tape back to everybody, or do you just kind of do cutouts with them of their own or their position group? I mean, how do you kind of maybe break that down with the guys?
Yeah, typically we don't have enough time to watch the entire scrimmage with them, from beginning to end, as a team. So we break it up by position, and the coaches decide which plays they need to show their players to get the point across. It's a combination of corrections and also really just showing the players this is how it's supposed to be done. This is a great example of execution. This is a great example of pad level. This is a great example of hand placement. This is a great example of finishing or footwork or just great effort to the ball, upper body violence. And so with correction and showing maybe some of the negatives and showing how to fix it, and then mixing in some of the good things, you're just really trying to develop the players.
Our next question will go to Lindsey Huddleston.
Thank you. Hey, Mel. You started out talking about confidence, and you've been recruiting some confident guys, a lot of guys with NFL potential. We're 16 days out from the NFL draft. How do you get guys who have NFL dreams to stay focused on their dream, but also focus on playing championship college football while you have them right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's really communication and a lot of one-on-one conversations, and also as a team, we're constantly showing these guys what it takes to be the best, what it takes to get to that next level. Like I told the guys today, I said, everyone in the room wants to play at the next level. I've coached 10 straight years in the National Football League. And so I've been there and I know what it looks like. And I know what the expectations are. I know what the standards are. And if you want to be at that level and you want to get the most out of your ability and give you give yourself the best chance, you have to do more. You have to do more. You have to do more than just what's required. You have to do extra, before practice, after practice, in the evening, taking care of your body, the nutrition piece, rest and recovery, film study, all of that is just, you have to do more. And then that will give you a chance. And there's always opportunities to show guys NFL film. I've sat down with guys and showed them NFL evaluations. I've done comparisons, with guys. It's the delivery of the information and just finding different ways to capture the players' minds, and so that they pay attention and they understand what the truth is, and so they don't get caught up in the hype. And it's important for the voices inside of our building to be stronger than the voices outside the building. And really, that's when guys get into. I think when guys get into trouble and get delusional is when they're not listening to the right people. And we have a lot of experience on our staff. We have NFL experience on our staff, NFL experience in our weight room. We have NFL experience in nutrition. So why when you listen to us, we're trying to help you get there. And why would you listen to someone who maybe does not know as much as we know about what you need to do to get there? And we're working with you every day, so we do know. There's no doubt about it. What's required. We can show you how to get there, tell you what to do, and you got to put the work in and do it. And if not, then you'll be disappointed.
Thank you.
Yep.
Our next question will go to McLean Milberg with Spartan Nation.
Hey, Mal, how's it going?
It's going great. How are you?
Good, man. I just wanted to ask you about the linebackers really quick through 2 scrimmages and what you've seen from that position group, and if anybody's stuck out to you at all.
Yeah, the linebacker crew right now is a thin crew. We got a lot of young guys getting work, and it's an opportunity for them to show what they can do, like Halliday and DeMarzo and guys like that. I really like what Noah Harvey's doing, because I've asked him to step up and lead more, and he's making a conscious effort to do that within his personality. He's not a rah-rah guy, but leading by example, knowing your personnel, knowing how to touch your teammates and how to connect with them is something that he's learning to do. He's getting better at that. So it's a group that's sound and solid. They're working hard. They're getting better. But obviously, we're gonna need to add to that group here in May and June to really have the depth that we need at that position.
Next question is from Ralph Russo with the Associated Press.
Hey, Mel. Apologize for the lighting. Appreciate your
what lighting?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, listen, so you've been very active in the transfer portal, and in a couple of days, there's going to be some new rules, most likely, that make everybody eligible starting, next year and as soon as they transfer. I'm not really wondering if you like or dislike the rules. Practically, they're coming. How have you changed your program to adapt to it?
Yeah, well, I agree with you. It doesn't matter if you like them or not. I mean, it is what it is, and that goes back to neutral thinking that we talked about before. What are the facts? What's the truth? And then based upon what what do you need to do next? And so we've done some reorganization in our recruiting and our personnel department here. And so we talked about this before. We've really really assigned certain folks here to monitor the portal and evaluate transfers grad transfers, undergrad transfers, and junior college players. And then we have certain folks that are assigned to the high school ranks. And so we treat it similar to like a NFL, personnel department, where you got the pro side and you got the college side. And so that's how we do it. We have someone that monitors the portal, sits there, and it presses refresh every 30 minutes. And,
I could get one quick follow-up. When you talk about building culture, having that kind of roster turnover, bringing kids in that way, what do you think about culture building when you have that situation with, again, bringing kids who have come from different programs?
Yeah, well, when they come in, they're coming into a culture that's about accountability, attention to detail, sense of urgency, teamwork, straining and becoming and being part of something that's bigger than yourself. That's the culture that we have here. And so the players that we acquire, the players that we recruit, that we bring here, then they right away, they feel that culture, and we onboard them. We explain to them what this is all about and how we go about our business on a day-to-day basis. And that's after a lot of research and background checks and character references and things like that to make sure that the players that we bring here, they fit into our culture, because everybody that's in the portal is not for us. So we do our due diligence, and we feel like our culture is one that where we can add players that are the right fit. They can help us win football games.
Next question is from Rainer Saban with the Detroit Free Press.
Hey, Mel, this past weekend, Michigan held its spring game without any fans. I'm curious, how important do you see you having the spring game on television with Big Ten Network on April 24th, and how important is fan outreach right now for college football programs, given what happened last year with the pandemic?
Yeah, fan outreach is everything for us, and we do everything we can to engage our fans. I mean, without our fans, and we really don't have a program. And we have great fans, and our fans are hungry. They want to see the Spartans. They want to see us out there playing. They want to see us out there winning. And so, I'm looking forward to the day that we can have fans in our stadium and pack that thing out and be loud and see us play winning football. But we're doing everything we can to engage our fans, whether it's social media, and hopefully the way we play on the field.
Yeah, even these updates with the, just talking to us after, scrimmage. I mean, how important is that also, just to kind of share some of the information about what's going on with the program, to connect with fans, and kind of give them an idea of, I guess, what to expect going into this upcoming season?
I mean, it's very important, and that's why I see the media outlets is really a partnership, because we're trying to get the message out. We're trying to tell our story. We're trying to we want to bring the fans in. We want to take them behind the curtain, and explain to them and show them what's going on. What are we doing on a day-to-day basis? What are we doing to build our program to build a championship football team? And we have a role in that, in terms of our messaging and our language and the words that we use and what we do in social media, and just how we use that to interact and to engage our fans. But also, pressures like this are important, because you engage our fans like you're like a conduit. Without you, and I say this after every presser, like without you, we can't do what we want to do. We can't engage our fans. We can't generate the buzz and the excitement, and communicate in a meaningful way, without your help. So really appreciate what you do.
Thanks.
Our next question is from Matt Wenzel with MLive.
Hey, Mel, you mentioned special teams specifically after each of the first two scrimmages. I was wondering if, I mean, obviously you want to improve across the board, but is there one position group, one aspect, one thing or whatever you would like to pinpoint as far as most improvement you're looking for in the last 5 spring practices?
Yeah, I wish I could pinpoint one thing, but we have so many things that we needed to address and see improvement. But we need more depth in our special teams units. We need more guys that can get out and run and hit and make plays in space and you know, and play physical and impact the game and control field position and things like that. And so you know, all of our guys are involved in special teams and involved in the drill work. And it's very important. We dedicate a lot of meeting time to it. We dedicate a lot of practice time to it, and we expect our guys to give great effort on special teams. And again, we talk about the NFL. You know, we make sure that we communicate to our players and we show them, hey, listen, if you want to play in the NFL, you know, you know, most likely you're going to make the squad because of what you can do on special teams. You know, in the NFL, you get an offensive grade or a defensive grade and a special teams grade to go with that. You know, and so you know, we're encouraging guys that will be starters to play on special teams, to start on at least one, maybe two. And then we're going to have our core special teams guys that are going to be on 3 or 4 special teams. And that's going to be important for our football team. It's going to be important for their futures if they have any aspirations of playing in the National Football League.
I was wondering about Elijah Collins. He was a guy who, you know, rushed for almost 1,000 yards in 19, and then last year just, you know, limited production, limited reps. Wondering what you've seen from him since last season ended and how he's approaching his role. We saw some clips of him on from the first spring scrimmage.
Yeah, I like what Elijah's doing. He's gained weight. He's gotten stronger. He looks more explosive. He's hitting the hole with velocity, and he's keeping his feet moving on contact, and he's falling forward for 2. And so, you know, he's running with authority. I thought that our backs ran hard today, and you know, ran through arm tackles, you know, ran through contact, and kind of really just exploded through some guys. And so I like the way he's trending. You know, he's improving. He and I have sat down and had conversations about it, and you know, he's very focused, and he knows that his best football is ahead of him.
Thanks, Mel.
Yep, thank you.
Our next question is from Justin Rose, WXYZ in Detroit.
Hey, Mel, I like this shirt.
Thank you very much. The price is right.
Why do you, yeah, price is right. Why do you always get the inside scoop on all the new swag, man? I actually really want, genuinely interested. Do you have conversations with Nike, or are there people that you kind of hand that off to for some of the new items that you guys have, the branding and the different things?
Yeah, we have a great equipment guy, Andrew Kopacki, and he you know, we have obviously we have a Nike contract. We're a Nike school, and so you know, there's issues to gear out to the staff and to the players, and whatever's in my locker, you know, I throw it on and I wear it. And so it works out. Nike they have great gear, and, you know, shoes, you know, shorts, t-shirts, sweats, hoodies. I mean, we got the whole 9 yards, and so it's a pretty strong brand, and I love Nike.
I mean, going off that, you know, the buy-in and the culture, you've been talking about it and preaching it for a long time. How far ahead? I know you say it's an everyday thing. You have to continue to buy into that, but considering where you guys were a year ago at this time, when Zoom was the only way you were connecting with your players, to getting guys through the portal, to the transfers and the new guys, just how far has that process really come in your perspective?
We've come quite a ways in that regard. You know, culture, you know, the first order of business was to hire a staff when I got here on February 12th. But after that, it's all about culture. And that, I mean, that's really, when you talk to people, you know, in sport and across, you know, different sports, it could be basketball, it could be baseball, it could be soccer. You talk to people in the business world, you know, whatever their line of work is, that everyone talks about culture. I mean, it's everything. So It's not something that you can take for granted. You have to be intentional about how you shift a culture, how you cement a culture, how you maintain it, how you elevate it, how you teach it. And so that's what we work on that. And we're intentional about that every single day. I mean, it's huge. It's hugely important. I mean, if you don't have a winning culture, then I mean, we're just practicing coaching. I mean, it's just really not. It's just not a winning formula.
And just a quick follow-up to Rainer's question: do you guys have any plans to have any fans in Spartan Stadium? Are you still working on that, or has any decisions been made yet?
Yeah, I know our administration is still in discussions about that, and so we're just continuing to work and practice, and we're just waiting to see what we're able to do. But if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And so if there's fans in the stands, we'll be ready.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you.
Next question is from Nick Mantis with WLNS.
Hey, Coach, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm just living the dream here in sunny East Lansing.
I hear you. I'm doing the same exact thing. When you think about the way in which you guys have kind of adapted or gone through a spring that has a little bit more normalcy to it, what's it, or normality rather is the way the word should be said. What's it like seeing this coaching staff really kind of develop throughout actually having what feels like a normal spring?
Yeah, that's a great question, because now you give me a chance to like brag on my staff. At least right now, we're undefeated in the spring, right? We have a great staff. I love the staff that we have. I mean, offense, defense, special teams, our support staff, recruiting staff. I mean, everyone does an outstanding job. Very professional, team oriented. Everyone checks the ego at the door. I'm not a micromanager. Everyone, they have a job description, and they're clear and defined roles. Everyone knows what they need to do, and it's all about the team. It's all about the team, and everything that we do around here is centered around our players. We're here for our student athletes, and we do everything we can to develop them on and off the field, and I feel like our players appreciate that. It's not just football with us. We really are about developing the entire student athlete, the entire human being, the young man, a 360-degree approach, on the field and off the field. And that's the great part about it. That's the fun in coaching is, we're developing young men, and we want them to be in a position where, they can launch their career, from Michigan State in whatever area, whatever endeavor that they choose. And they'll be prepared for that. If it's a National Football League, great, play as long as you can. If not, that's fine. You'll be developed. You have internships, you have mentoring, you have great education. You'll have life skill development, and you'll be able to go out into the real world and compete, and use the things that you've learned here at Michigan State to go out there and be a winner in whatever field that you're in. So our staff, from top to bottom, I feel is outstanding.
Thank you, Coach.
We have time for a couple more. We'll go to Matt Charbonneau, the Detroit News.
Mel, in terms of the quarterback spot today in the scrimmage, are you, in terms of splitting up reps, are both Peyton and Anthony getting like even reps with the ones, or is one going with the ones and twos, or how are you dividing that up in these scrimmages?
Yeah, I mean, Jay counts the reps. I try to count them during the scrimmage, and they usually turn out pretty, fairly evenly. And both of the quarterbacks work with different groups, so Peyton will run with the ones, but Russo will run with the ones as well, and so it's it's a competition, and Theo gets reps, Noah Kim gets reps, Hampton Faye gets reps. I mean, all those guys get reps, and they get a fair shake, and they get a great evaluation. And Jay does a great job grading the guys, in the run game and the pass game, and gets the percentages, and those guys always know where they stand. So it's a really healthy competition. I like the way they're working together. I like the way they're competing. I like the way they're growing. And we need everyone. We're developing a team, individuals, but also we're developing the entire team, and it's really about the aggregation of marginal gains. I mean, you take all of the little details that you have to do, all the things that you have to execute, all the different techniques, whether it's footwork, hand placement, whether it's reading a defense, throwing the ball to the open man, checking the play, all those things. We just got to get 1% better every day. Just everyone get 1% better every day, and then that's where you see just significant improvements on a daily basis, and that's how we're trending. So it's 10 practices in, I feel like we've come a long way. We want to finish out the spring strong and then have a really, really strong summer program.
And Jay mentioned too about that quarterback spot of getting all those other guys work, but at some point you start kind of narrowing it down to the couple guys. Is that going to happen this spring, do you think, or is it more into the preseason camp that you kind of narrow it down to a couple guys, or you're trying to get them all work still at this point?
Yeah, that happens more in the preseason camp. It's really too early to tell. We have some indications of where it is, but we got a long way to go. I mean, we've got the rest of the spring. We have an entire summer program, and then we're going to have 25 practices in 29 days. Let's say change the rules, and then and by the time that first scrimmage shakes out in fall camp, we'll pretty much have a good idea of where we need to be at that position and the other positions.
Thanks, Mel.
You're welcome.
And try to get two more in. We'll go to Stephen Brooks and then wrap it up with Jim Comparoni. Stephen.
Thanks, Ben. Hey, Mel. Hope you're doing well. I'm just curious, so we know what practice 15 will be, for you guys, but just with these next 4, is there anything other than what you've mentioned that maybe you guys haven't got to yet, or that you still want to see, or any kind of emphasis this end of spring ball that's beyond, communication and competition and those things, and just anything sort of left that you guys haven't got to yet?
Yeah, I mean, we're still installing, on both sides of the ball on special teams, and so hopefully, we'll be able to continue to do that. But the spring is really a time of technique and fundamentals, and doing simple better. And you can't get bored with the fundamentals, and that's the foundation of everything that we do. That's how you build your team. That's how you are able to sustain. That's how you're able to, if you get off track, that's how you're able to self-correct and get back on track, because you do have a basis of technique and fundamentals. And so really that is the focus. And we can get our guys to be best condition, to play with great technique and fundamentals, to play smart, not beat themselves, to play fast because they know what to do, and be physical, and move people against their will, then we'll have a good football team.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Last question, I'll go to Jim Comparoni with Spartan Mag.
Hey, Mel, thanks for your time. Hey, is there one position group that improved the most from the first scrimmage to the second scrimmage that you could single out right now?
Yeah, that's hard to say, because there's incremental improvement across the board. I would say that probably our equipment managers have really probably taken the biggest leap. And with Andrew and his crew, I'm breaking in a new guy that's tagging along with me in practice, and we started off rough, but then he really adjusted. He stepped it up, and the sense of urgency is there now. So that really just helps the tempo of our practice, and I feel like our operation there is getting better. I mean, we need everybody. We need everybody on the same page, getting better. And so, but and quite frankly, they have done a much better job with breaking in some new guys. So.
All right. And the offensive line, how has it looked in the first 2 scrimmages?
Better, and we're competing, and we're shifting some guys around, trying some guys at some different spots. And so I was looking at some before and after pictures also from, you know, the weight room. We have guys that are, you know, gaining lean muscle mass and, you know, and they just look better. And so, you know, again, you know, we need to finish strong in the spring. And then this summer in the Spartan training program, we really got to get after it. I hope that it's hot. We can get in great condition, get bigger, get faster, get stronger, you know, get more mentally tough, physically more tough, and take this thing into a fall camp and just have at it. And just kind of like that still sharpening, concept is what we need to have. I mean, you practice so much more than you actually get a chance to play a game. You know, so every opportunity we have to lift, to run, to practice, to meet, and everything, you know, we got to take advantage of it, and that's how we gain ground. And we just have to be relentless in that approach. And I feel like this team is wanting to do that.
One more thing about wide receivers. There's some established wide receivers in this program now. Are you starting to see that that's becoming more of a veteran group? Are they starting to take hold in that direction now?
Yeah, I really like. I'm sure you're talking about like Jay Reed and Speedy, and those guys are really, really stepping up, and they have maturity, you know, leadership. I mean, they make each other better, and so, you know, I like what I see. I like what I see from them. They're good players. They're going to be strong leaders for us this fall.
All right, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Yep, thank you.
All right, that's all the questions we have for you today, Coach. Really appreciate your time. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you for everything you do, and we'll see you next time. Go Green.